We have worked with JSON before, JavaScript Object Notation. It is a very popular data format used for representing structured data. It's a plain text file version of like a database almost. So what we're going to start with is, let's see, our little program called JSON dump. Okay, well, it's kind of a silly name, but what it does is it takes a data structure in Python, which this is a list. We imported the JSON module, which is built in to Python. Here's the name of the file we're going to store this information in. Okay. So we're going to open up the file, right? Just like we did before, because JSON is a text file. It's just in a particular format, which is why we need the JSON module to work with it. So we're going to dump these numbers into here one at a time. Okay, so, oh, sorry, not one at a time. We're going to serialize the numbers list into JSON format. Serialize means that we're going to take these all in a row and convert it into JSON format. So let's dump those in and see what it looks like. And it worked. There's no errors. So let's find my little file, numbers.json, there it is. So JSON file format can store a list just like it's a list. It's a text representation of the list of numbers. So you could use JSON in your program to store settings. You could use it to store game states. JSON's used for exchanging information. We've used it to access information from APIs. JSON is a very flexible system of storing information. So now we've dumped all this, and say you come back to your program the next day, well, you can read this list right back in, do some work with it, write the list out again. Well, you dump the list and you load the list, right? So we have numbers in here. We want to open it up as a file handle. Load means we're going to deserialize it, right? So we're deserializing the data into the data structure that we had originally, which means we can now work with it in memory. Our list is called numbers. So we go blip, 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 and there it is. Now our data structure is back in memory. Are they all numbers? Well, are they numbers? No, they're not numbers. We would have to convert these by using int. They're actually text at this point. They're not numbers. But we could handle that pretty easily. All right, there's a little bit more on this on binary files. You can write and read binary files. We're not really going to get that deeply into binary files, but we are going to serialize yourself, baby. All right, so we're going to use JSON to do JSON jump. We're going to create a little dictionary list. Doesn't matter what kind of data structure it is. You can serialize it and deserialize it. They call it loading the data. You can also say deserialize the data. Serializing and deserializing is used a lot in gaming to keep track of the game state in between games. So if you save your location on a planet or something, when you come back in, that's when you leave the game, your state is saved to a JSON file or some sort of a data structure file. When you come back in, it's deserialized. And there you go. There's some information on how files work and how to save and load and dump things. Take that and add it to one of your little programs and you'll have some fun.